Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is currently 2:22. Ooh. Three consecutive numbers. Anyways, today, as you can tell, plant touched me. I thought it was my cat. It is 2:22 a.m. So therefore it is nighttime. You're gonna hear cookies, little birds, little crickets, and even with a microphone, there's really no way to mute that out. So if you hear it, welcome to La Isla del Encanto. Anyways, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys kind of how I did this. So, okay, let's backtrack a little bit. I'm one of those girls in the black community that does not know how to do cornrows. Or at least is that not super good at them like everyone else seems to be. This was my very first time trying Fulani braids. Yes, these are called Fulani braids. This isn't necessarily a tutorial, even though I'm going to be showing you how I did it. This is more of like you watching me try Fulani braids for the first time, but also me telling you tips and things that I learned and I picked up while doing it. Because, you know, for example, with faux locks, I do them so much that each video that I've done, I've perfected them even more just to get the look that I want and how to get them quicker as well. Every time, whenever you do a hairstyle, you always learn something. You're like, oh my god, I could have done this to make this look better, you know, because you really don't know until you try it. So I actually watched a lot of tutorials on how to cornrow, and I think the best one, hands down, is Maya from Maya's World. Hers literally was the best one, and when I watched it, I understood the concept. I understood what I needed to do, so I'm definitely gonna link her video down below. Honestly, the hardest part is just this, because the rest, these are box braids. Honestly, very insecure about doing this because I was like, what if it turns out so ugly, or like what if people don't like it, or like, you know, what if I don't like it? But I tried it and a lot of people seem to really like it. Enough chit chat, and let's get to the tutorial. Okay, so the first thing I did was divide my section from ear to ear. And I went ahead and I applied some leave-in conditioner onto my hair. Now the line isn't perfect, so I went and fixed that in later on. After that, I went ahead and knotted my hair, because of course you can't have any knots when you're trying to braid. It just makes everything even more complicated. I wanted a braid going down back through the middle, so I went ahead and just parted that area really quickly there. And I'm just going to go ahead and tie off the both sides and make sure that both sides are laid down nice and flat, because you don't want to mistake and braid in some of the hair from the sides into your middle braid. I went ahead and redid this braid like 4 times, and I quickly learned not to leave all my baby hairs out because it just made it more complicated. I went ahead and just made sure to lay everything back with Ecostyler gel so that when I started braiding, everything would be nice and sleek instead of messy looking in the front. I took the first couple times as a practice so that my hand could get used to the position that they have to be when braiding. This is something you'll quickly pick up once you start. It was really weird for me the first time, but after the second time I understood. The next step is to make sure to have all of the sides of your hair laid. So Ecostyler on the left and right side of the hair that you're gonna braid, and also the hair that's tied back, so again it doesn't get braided into your hair. And again, I went ahead and redid this one about 3 to 4 times. But this is just because I wanted to make sure I had the hang of it. From watching all these cornrow videos, this is the way I interpreted how to do it. Take one small section from the front, and that's going to make part of my third leg of my braid, because you know how the braid has 3 legs. Once you have that hair sort of between the 2 kanekalon pieces, like in that loop, with your index finger, you're always going to take hair from under the middle leg of the braid and add it together and pull. That's going to become 1. Once you pull, you're going to go on from the other side and do the same thing. So left and right, you're going to take your index finger, pull hair under the middle leg of the braid, having that hair become part of that leg, and just continue doing that back and forth. I hope that makes sense. I know watching it and then sort of having me explain that probably makes it a little easier, but yeah. I'm just gonna take it off and do it again because when I'm like talking, I'm not really concentrating and not like looking in the mirror to make sure I'm pulling it tightly and like organized. But basically, again, you're always gonna pull hair under the middle leg of the braid. I have this much done already. I've kind of like redone them, like I do them, I don't like, and I keep redoing them, which is why it's taking me so long. I'm still trying to figure this hairstyle out. I don't know if it looks good or not. Like, I don't know if it looks neat or not. Like, I don't know, what do you think? Okay, another thing, on the sides of my head, at least I have the most baby hairs, and I quickly learned to make sure to have those nice and slicked down. Another mistake I feel like I did make was that maybe I used a little too much kanekalon hair for the front part. I was using small amounts of kanekalon hair in the front, but I think it could have been a little smaller just to match up with the density of the front of my hair. Again, here you can see the pattern that I'm doing, which is where I'm with my index finger always picking up some of my hair from my scalp under the middle leg of the braid and making sure that joins together and pulling tightly. When I first started watching the videos, I was so confused because when you hear it and you see it, it kind of looks a little confusing, but once you do it, you pick it up quickly because your hands are just not used to being in this position. But trust me, you get the hang of it. And this is coming from someone who still needs practice, okay? Alright, now that you got the hardest part, I think, of the hairstyle down, it's time for the easiest part, which is box braids. All you're gonna do is take your section of hair, and I like to apply some product, either some Ecostyler or some edge control to kind of have a grip. I'm gonna take some of the braiding hair and you're gonna take it and wrap one of the ends twice to make sure that's tight. And I braided it a little bit so I could have a grip on it, since it was in the back of my head I couldn't really see. And then I slipped it up to make sure it was tight enough. And you're gonna go ahead and just continue braiding down. Since my real hair is shorter than some of the braiding hairs, you're gonna run out of some of hair. So what I like to do is grab some of the hair and start dividing it equally into the 3 legs of the braid so that I have enough to continue braiding down. You can always feed in some more hair, but at this point I had run out. So, and that is pretty much it. I added some black rubber bands at the ends, and then I dipped them in hot boiling water to make sure that they were nice and sealed. But that is pretty much it for the look. Again, once you know how to cornrow, you can figure out the top and then do box braids. I retried and retried until I was close enough to what I wanted. So yeah. Alright, and that is all I have for you guys today. For me and the cookies, we will see you guys in my next video. Mwah.